think for us it's all about Cincinnati. Good team, new coach. Played well last night against Tampa, so difficult test for us, obviously, with a lot of crowd there. I mean, I think you need to try and nullify the crowd. I think you need a very strong referee. I think when you go into an environment like that where there's, I think they 15,000 last night, they 23,000 in the first game. I think it's really important you get a strong referee that makes good, fair decisions. And the referee that we have in the game, I like him. I think he's one of the better referees, so I think it'll be good. So we're pleased with that. Yeah, no, I'm completely moved on. I think for us, it's just focusing on that particular game. Everything else goes out the window. So for us, it's making sure we're focused on Cincinnati. Well, I mean, I think if you remember that they actually scored first, and then we managed, and I think the crowd plays such a big part there. You give them something to cheer about. That they really energise the players. So I think it's important for us that we make sure that we're on point with our performance and we understand what we need to do. But yeah, you're right. Chandler did great for us. He scored a couple of goals, and then after 40 minutes we got somebody sent off, and then we played with 10 men for the whole of the second half. So hopefully that doesn't happen. I suppose looking at the schedule you would think that, but again I think it never really works out that way. I think Cincinnati have a big squad, so who's to say they're not going to make a load of changes? I mean, I know Quinny didn't play last night, Matt Strait didn't play last night, so there's a couple there that you think, well, they could play against us. So it's hard to know until we actually get their team, and then you don't know medically what they're going to do as regards their preparation and their recovery. And there's been certain things that they did last year that we weren't aware of till after. So again, the only thing we can focus on is ourselves and worry about what we need to do, which is getting a good training week and then focusing on the game. Well, he's someone that we had great belief in. I mean, we're very fortunate because, I mean, Healy's been a little unfortunate that he hasn't had a chance as well. I mean, the three lads have been brilliant. I mean, and what I love about all three of them is their camaraderie and their support. They really support each other, which I think is great. Luke obviously did fantastic in the game against Tampa. Cam's come on and scored. Cam scored in Orlando. Luke's done great in the game before that as well. So, Healy, when he went on, did really well, held the ball up, and did some really important roles for us that people don't necessarily understand. So I think we're very fortunate that we've got three great lads, and it's a really difficult decision as to who plays this weekend. That's news to me. As long as we're scoring goals, that's what's important to me. I think the biggest thing is trying to play where the space is. Our philosophy is always about game understanding, creating space, and then getting runners into the space. I think that's the biggest thing for us. So hopefully we can do that against Cincinnati, but it'll be a tough game for us. Well, not necessarily surprised. I think we have a belief that we try to bring players in who we feel can take on board messages and who are very coachable. I think the biggest thing for us is trying to get players that are very coachable. I mean, the biggest thing you want is someone who pays attention to the things that you're looking for them to do. And I think the guys have been very open-minded, have been very receptive to the things that we've been speaking about, which is important. Great credit to the guys. I mean, the lads have stepped in and done really well, but we need to keep doing that. And my fear is, there gets a little bit of complacency because people think they've won a couple of games. I mean, there's 28 games left. We've just started the season, so our focus and our mentality needs to be strong, and it has been. It's been great. I can't speak highly enough of the players. Yeah, I mean, I think for him, he did great to push through, and I think he was one that we were looking at maybe his minutes, because we were aware that was going to be his first real sort of competitive 90 minutes, and this is where I was wishing that we had the L5 subs back, because you're looking at it, and he did great, but again he's got a very strong mentality, great work ethic, great character. He was able to push through all that. I think he was obviously sore on Sunday and still a bit stiff and sore on Monday, but he's been good. Yeah, we needed to be careful with Richard. He tweaked his hamstring, so we needed to really be careful with that. I mean, he said he felt a lot better on the Friday, and then we looked at a Saturday, and we decided just to really rest him. So again, I think we tried to manage, especially when you've got really quick players. I think hamstrings need to be monitored, and you need to do a good job of managing that. So we feel as if we did that last week with Richard. So it's great now. He's had a good week into him as well. So we'll see for Saturday. Look, I felt for Kadeem. I mean, I was at the game and I saw it. I'd need to see it again as to whether it is a red card or it isn't. I don't know. But listen, Kadeem's a great lad, and I hate to see him. He looked a little bit upset, and I hate to see that. So I don't know until I actually see it live and see it on a TV replay, because it was at the game. So we'll just have to see. But again, our focus, it'll be a quick hello to the lads, and our focus is completely on the game. As I said, the beginning of the week, we wish them all the best. Just don't want to blame us. No, I just wish I could play. I mean, again, this is you look at it, and these are games again. You look at the Tampa game, and you look at games like this, and it's mouth-watering, And I think that's that's the piece that I look at now. I'm too old to run around, you know. But they're games you'd love to be involved in.